Hey everyone, how's it going? Alright, here we use Erdas 9.3, do a little change detection of an area with some interest to me. So first thing's alabamaview.org, great website. Data, Globus, it's going to link us to the USGS visualizer here. Well, the government finally did something halfway decent. They got a lot of their Landsat images up here, so what I just did is I went to Landsat 4 and 5 TM there, and we're going to go through the archive here, and we're going to find some images, a leaf on image and a leaf off image for the area we're looking at. So I'm actually thinking about buying some land here shortly in North Georgia as a 2012 hideout for the apocalypse. And yeah, it's in North Georgia. That's about as much as I'm going to tell you, because it's would defeat the purpose. But yeah, I don't really know where I am here, so I'm going to go to map layers, admin boundaries. There we go. So we got the states up there. Okay, we know I'm going to need that frame there. That's one shot from the satellite. It's a 30 megapixel TM data. So if you want, you can turn on all boundaries. There you go. Give you a better look at what you're looking at there. It's a little busy, I know. You can go back to map layers, no layers, and get rid of that. But anyways, this is the one I want. So I'm going to go down to the bottom here, hit the add button, and then the download button for that scene. And like I said, you would want to get a leaf off and a leaf on image. So, you know, February, January, real cold month, and then maybe, you know, anywhere between May and you know, early September. Anyways, you got to create a sign in for USGS, but it's good to do. Having access to the government satellite imagery it's pretty neat. You can do a lot of your own data and work there without ever having to ask anybody. So you'll have to download it. It'll be a zip file. Come in here, and this can be a bit of a trouble on your computer. I always make sure to do it as an open file. Saves as a tar. Want to double click that in JZip here, and it's going to bring up about 9 different files, but the ones we care about are those 7 different TIFF files. The TM sensor on the Landsat 5 satellite has 7 bands, so there'll be 7 TIFFs. So I would suggest making 2 folders there, you know, with your 2 different dates, so we can keep those 7 files separated, and the rest of your data from here on out. So what you want to do, go up to Interpreter. It's on the Erdas main toolbar there. Go to Utilities at the bottom, and then Layer Stack about in the middle there in the second drop down. And you're going to have to add each one of these TIFFs one at a time here. So the Recent button down there in the corner there is a great tool. Wish ArcGIS would catch on with that one. And anywho, you won't get that warning. That's just because I've done a few too many of these today. But go to Document and go to your folder here, and go down to File Type, because we only see this one file here. That can't be right. We're looking for 7. So let's go to TIFF. And now we see those 7 files. So we're going to double click on the first one and hit the add button. As you can see, there's just one layer there, just one. So we'll just add it, and we'll go to the second one and add it as well, and the third one, and the fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, seventh one. Gonna add all of those together there and create an output file. I'm going to name this by its date and then put stack at the end, so I know this is the image file. Also important, yes, down there in file type, make sure you're saving this as an IMG. We're putting 7 TIFFs together here in a layer stack to create an IMG. Hit ignore zeros there and hit OK. And we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and start the next one. I would probably close layer stack box, open it back up, image interpreter, utilities, etc., and add these one at a time. 1 through 2 through 3, all 7 of those, and name it by its proper date, and put a stack at the end so you know this is an IMG. And like I said, file type IMG, and hit the stack button. There we go. Alright, ignore zeros and stats. You can leave everything else on side 8-bit and union, and hit OK. And actually, we're going to use the layer stack once again, but I'll close it and open it back up just to make a point. But anyways, now we're going to make a layer stack or a multi-date image with those two images we just created from the 7 bands, the 7 TIFFs, right? So we'll go to IMG because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for those 2 image files we just created. There's the leaf off. We're going to add that. And we're going to do the May and do the 2007. Alright, anybody know what I did wrong there? Any guesses? Well, I'm about to show you, and I left this on here for that reason. I do this all the frickin' time, and we'll burn it into your heads here. I'm going to go to Layer, All Layers, and then hit the Add button. So probably close out, start back over, both images, go to All Layers there. It'll reset to 1 when you double click on something. It starts at all, but doesn't stay there. So, you know, I'll double click on our image there. Oh, all, then add button. Go to the next date, click all, hit the add button. I know it's redundant, but I make this mistake all the time. Get to my multi-date image and it looks nothing like it should. So unsigned 8-bit, union, ignore zeros, name your output file. I'm going to put this one in the big folder, not in the proper date folder, and call it multi-date stack so I know what it is. It's a stack of 2 dates creating now 14 bands. That image will be 14 bands. Why? Because 7 plus 7 is 14. So we'll have all 7 bands of the TM sensor there stacked into a multi-date image that we are going to do an unclassified supercation here. So like I said, you're going to go to Classifier, Unsupervised Classification, and we're going to go find our multi-date stack here and create an output file, probably called unclass multi there, and create an output signature, you know, multi-class, unclass multi, you know, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to remember to change the number of classes here. We'll just do 20. The more the merrier here, obviously. The more the computer is going to pick out different pixel classifications there. So the more specification can be done with higher class numbers there. It's going to take a minute. Go get you a snack. Watch another YouTube video, whatever. Classify a video there. I'm going to open 3 classic viewers, Windows 7. I'll drag 2 to the right, 1 to the left here, just so we can compare the old images with our new unclassified image here. This is it, our multi-date unclassified image. And I'll open both the leaf off image here, and then right behind it the leaf on for the spring date here. And this way we can compare the 2 windows and decide with the black and white photo here on the left what exactly the classifications represent on our 432 band image on the right. So we'll go to raster attributes, click on the first one there. 0 is always going to be a border. This appears to be a border too, so we'll just leave that as black and move on to the next one. Red, okay. That obviously looks like Lake Altoona, Lake Lanier, or the river. You know, clearly those are bodies of water by looking at the 2 images, so we'll just make that blue and move on to the next one. Make that one red so we know which ones it's talking about. This is the raster attributes now. So we'll zoom into an area of high concentration of this 3rd classification, and it looks like those are going to be trees. More than likely on the mountaintops there. We're looking in the Chattahoochee National Park here. That's the large mountainous and forest region you see in the upper right hand corner of the date image over here. So we're geo-linking now all these viewers together. So you'll right click on the left one, geo-link, click on the right one. Geo-link right there, and then click on the right one. And this little cursor, the one I just used right up there, will give you a cross-reference point on both images here, so you can look back and forth without getting too fat of a headache. I'm going to zoom in. Approximately the same on both images. This is the leaf on image over here, so you know it looks like a bunch of trees clearly in a forested area. So we'll switch back to the leaf off image, or the winter image here, and zoom in and see, oh yes, it's still giving off a band 4 infrared color there in the winter. So clearly we got a coniferous forest here. So we'll go back to the raster attributes, and we'll flip between these two images to decide. And I'll change this to a dark green or a green, whatever you want to do there, and rename it pine forest, coniferous forest, whatever your classifications you decide you want to do. And we'll go on to the next one. Make the fourth one red. Probably fit to window here, and look for another area of high concentration. Obviously along the border there it's picking some disturbances up, but we'll just have to ignore those. You got to remember this is an unsupervised classification. There will be some mistakes. You're just going to have to go with your first instinct there, and just use a little of the old common sense they don't teach in school anymore. And we're going to flip between the two images here. Clearly that's a heavily forested area there on the leaf on image. You can see the stream, meandering stream there on all the images. Obviously the shadow is throwing a little bit off there, but for the most part that looks coniferous as well. It's giving off a infrared red color in the band 4 there on the right. So we'll scroll around, just double check, make sure we're not going to mislabel here, and go back to the raster attributes of the unclassified image, change that to dark green, go on, so on. Hit fit to window here. Here's Erdas for you. It doesn't like to work on the school computer very well for me, so it's not going to pull this up. We'll just have to close out this viewer and use another one. But I'm going to open up a completed unclassification raster attribute right here. This is the one I completed by going through all 20 there and changing them to appropriate color. Gray for everything else, and then dark green for the coniferous forest and light green for the deciduous forest. And now I think I could make a fair assumption there by zooming in on the property in question, whether I had some hardwoods, depending on also how my mountain view in the winter is going to look. Also, tree harvesting purposes as far as price per acre and things like that. It's got a 30 meter pixel, so at least look at your property, and good luck.